Welcome to the Bettis Musgrove Show, a community-focused podcast introducing key community figures, discussing important local issues, and empowering listeners with the tools they need to impact their local communities. We sincerely hope you enjoy what you hear and will continue to engage with us on our journey to enrich the lives of those around us. And now, here are your hosts, Ben Musgrove, Spencer Bettis, and Christopher Light. All right, welcome back to the Bettis Musgrove Show. We have been on a hiatus this year, doing a pretty poor job of getting episodes out to you guys. It has been crazy busy around here, and obviously we're down. Spencer Bettis still overseas, fighting the good fight. So getting back into this, excited to get this, and we promise we're going to start bringing you guys more content. But last year and the year before, we covered a lot of local government. We covered a lot of nonprofits and just some cool people here in the community. We want to keep going with the cool people, but we thought we'd change it up a little bit and focus on the for-profit industry here in Forsyth County and the surrounding area. And we figured the best place to start with doing that would be to bring in the president of the Chamber of Commerce. So we're joined by Mr. Alex Warner today. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Welcome to be here.
What's going on, Alex?
It's political season, so I'm just waiting for May 19th.
Just knee deep in it?
Yes,
sure.
Absolutely.
So to kind of make the connection, this conversation's been coming for a while. Your daughter and my daughter are on the same softball team now for 2 seasons in a row, so we got to know you that way.
Absolutely.
And then this guy introduced us and brought us in on some political conversation, so
it's Christopher's fault. Absolutely.
Yeah. Met Alex when he first came over here and started at the chamber.
Yeah.
Low man, I guess, then.
I was a tiny little project manager way back when, but we've grown up.
Now you got the corner suite.
Yep.
Good to go. Well, tell us about you. Where'd you come from? Where'd you grow up? That kind of thing.
So I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, but I grew up most of my life over in Gwinnett, went through high school over there, played baseball over there, and then got the opportunity to go play baseball at Piedmont College in North Georgia, where cut my hand in half on a table saw trying to make some side money. And so
like legitimately in half?
Legitimately in half, all the way to there and there. So it'll put an end to a baseball career real
I know
quick.
Coach Peoples, he's good. He's a good fella.
And but with that, it did not quite make sense for me to do the private college tuition train. So I went down to Georgia Southern with absolutely no idea what I was going to do outside of my dad told me I could either join the Army or go to college. So I went down to college. And so I walked onto the wrestling team over at Georgia Southern because it was the only thing you could do with weird grip styles. And
very cool.
Just me and, the big, tall, statured man that I am. I was wrestling 117 down there. So it was...
I weighed 117 pounds in 5th grade, I think.
Oh, yeah.
But my father was local economic development when I was growing up, and so I took a couple economic development courses while I was down there. And it, when you start making good grades in something, you just kind of stick with it. And so now we're here.
I love it. So clearly an athlete growing up, baseball. Did you wrestle in high school too?
I never had wrestled until I walked on the wrestling team.
Really?
But they had a missing weight class, and I was strong for my size, and so If anyone knew actual technique, they would smoke me. But if I could outmuscle them, I could.
So another connection too. Just learned this the other day when I saw his T-shirt. He's an Ironman. You've done it, 4 Ironman races?
I have done 4 full Ironman races and the Augusta half Ironman.
Okay.
Running. I'm a weird person. I guess you are as well. But running actually, helps me unwind and decompress. And so I've always loved doing it. I learned how to swim in college though.
Okay.
And so as a buddy of mine was getting a divorce, when we were, first out of college,
right.
And he's like, you know what, let's go do an Ironman or the half Ironman. I'd never done a triathlon in my entire life. And I said, sure, no problem. I'm with you. I had to borrow a bike. I was on essentially a mountain bike doing the Augusta half Ironman.
Did you train for it or did you just show up and do it?
No, we had trained.
Okay.
And by train, I think I had done like 100 meters in the pool. And we would go to Stone Mountain and do like 20 miles around the mountain. But I knew I had no problem when I got to the run. It was just getting myself to the run.
Shout out to my buddy Lee Mangum. A couple years ago, we did the Chattanooga half. And we were probably 6 of us doing it. Lead it and train at all. I mean, he's an old Army guy. He's tough. But we're like, you're going to die. There's no way you're going to do this race if you don't train. So he rode a bike one day like 5 miles. And then he ran one time like 5 miles. He showed up and did the Iron. He crashed his bike, broke his pinky finger, almost drowned in the swim, had to just float on his back down the Tennessee River, and came in. You get like 8 hours to finish a half. He had like 17 minutes left, but he did it.
Well, I have nothing for you, and good on you guys. I think it would literally kill me.
It's at that point, when you're into the race, it's all mental.
Yeah.
If you've got the physical stamina, that's one thing. It's just the don't quit.
Yep.
And that's what I love about
it. Well, like I say, it helps you decrease. It also helps you compress, especially at 42 or 42. My spine's seriously compressed from all the running, but it's fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, now we got to get you. We'll go do a full one.
I
don't know if my wife's going to let me come out of retirement either, but we can go try.
I can't imagine doing a full. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, back to you and your story. So, get out of Georgia Southern, become an Ironman. How do you make your way into the chamber?
I didn't. It was actually through nepotism, actually. I was working for a residential construction company doing some subcontract work for them, and it wasn't the career path my father was hoping that I was going to take. And so there's a headhunting consultant company here locally that specializes in economic development. James McCoy, my predecessor as president, now works for that headhunting company. And so they got my resume, interviewed a couple of times, and they brought me over to Forsyth to start and do a project management gig. Now we're here.
Okay. So did you go straight from that gig to where you are now, or how'd you get to where you are now?
No. So as Christopher mentioned at the beginning, I was the low man on the totem pole.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There were 3 people on staff, and I was maybe number 4. And but I had a good financial background. I'd worked for Regions Bank for a little bit before getting into the construction industry, and so I knew how to work, small business financing. And so when COVID hit and the world shut down, local businesses had no idea what to do.
Right.
The SBA was changing regulatory things on a daily basis because they didn't know what was going to happen through EIADL loans, predecessor to the PPP. And so James called and he goes, "Anything you can do?" And I said, "Sure." So I jumped on a bunch of training calls with the SBA, and we just started putting out 3 to 4 a day webinars, just walking businesses through how to work through some of these SBA finance opportunities. And it got to the point where we were having people from small businesses in New York City logging onto our calls here locally in Forsyth County just to figure out what they can do to help survive. And so through that, I guess my name, my face or something got put out there. And so I got recruited out of that to go to Birmingham.
I was going to say he left us.
I remember he said a little stint in Birmingham.
Yeah, so we went out and we were working for the Regional Economic Development Organization out in Metro Birmingham.
Okay.
And then this small little National Hockey League project popped up in Forsyth County. And they called and they said, "Any chance you want to come back and work on an NHL deal?" And it's kind of a once-in-a-career opportunity.
Yeah.
And so my wife was not a big fan of Birmingham. They were not quite receptive to her because I guess we didn't go to the right church, or who knows how it works over in Birmingham. So.
Birmingham's come a long ways from when I was a kid. That's a different city. They've done a lot of work over there. But
we'll stay with that. Yeah, they've done a lot of work over there.
Well, speaking of NHL, is there anything you can share with the latest?
We're expecting big news here.
Absolutely. Alpharetta put out a newspaper article basically indicating they got the deal.
They're doubling down.
Alpharetta did. Alpharetta put out a news article that they have hired a commercial real estate firm to put together a site plan to figure out what they can do with the mall.
Okay.
That's very exciting. We did that same thing 3.5 years ago.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
That's very cool.
Take that, Alpharetta.
They also 6 months ago did a tax allocation district in order to figure out their sort of financing deal and how they would be able to do a public financing component similar to the way that we have structured ours. Again, something that we did through voter referendum 1.5 years ago. But do we have any news? Yeah, we've got a entitled site that is zoned and ready to go. And as Christopher knows, that's the hardest hurdle to leap in Forsyth County. And then from our development authority side, we've got a $225 million public bond to go towards the construction of the arena, with the caveat of the funds only go hard when the NHL announces they're coming to Forsyth County. And so all of that is MOU'd and ready to go. It has been for about 12, 13 months now. So I had Mr. Krause come to our board meeting just last week, the day before Alpharetta was putting out their new press release, just to give an update.
Right.
When we originally pro-formed the project, it was going to be about a $750 million team from a franchise fee. Mm-hmm. As we were working through the final negotiations, it was a $1.2 billion franchise fee. It is now a $2 billion franchise fee. I mean, and when you're just doing decimal points, that's cool. But when we're talking $800 million, that's a change. And so it did drastically over the last 12 months change his capital stack structure in order to bring in new equity partners on the franchise. He is working through that. And so essentially we're at a race to who has the group for $2 billion.
Who can raise $2 billion fastest.
Yeah. Okay. And, but we're still at least a couple years ahead of North Point Mall and the Alpharetta group. And the good news, our site compared to their site, we've got a greenfield. They've got to tear down a mall.
Yeah.
From a public financing position, our tax allocation district is only the development district that Mr. Krause owns.
Yeah.
Theirs encompasses the 900 acres surrounding North Point Mall.
Wow.
And then from a intergovernmental agreement, in order for their tax allocation district to be profitable, they then have to get City of Alpharetta, Fulton County government, and Fulton County schools to buy in. And it's already taxable property for Fulton County government and Fulton County schools, and it's already generating SPLOST, T-SPLOST, and E-SPLOST. So that's going to be one heck of an intergovernmental deal if they can convince them to literally defund some of those organizations. So we'll see what happens. I like our project. I think it's a little bit better. And then from a transportation logistics position, the SR 400, the express lane projects that are coming up, 400, you see the construction starting now. Yep. It's actually already site designed and engineered to dead end into our arena.
And it's starting right there is what I understand.
And it's starting our arena. Yeah. So I think we're in a good place.
Okay.
No big announcements to make. But,
no, that sounds like an announcement to me. You heard it here first, folks. Forsyth County's getting a hockey team.
Yeah, and Ben's providing the missing $800 million. So we're good.
Right, chip in 10 or $12, something like that. Well, tell us. So that's a cool segue. But I mean, how does that tie into your role at the chamber? What do you do now?
And so our chamber was founded as an economic development organization. Okay. And so working to make sure that Forsyth County remains a business-friendly community. Yeah. And so we work with all of existing businesses that need some assistance to make sure that they've got the tools and resources to expand and grow here. And as well as working with site consultants and commercial real estate and our statewide project partners to help recruit new industry to come to the community. So that'll work through, working with private landowners that may be interested in selling off some land deals, working with the county government and the city government on zonings to make sure that, what our vision is and what the strategic plan for economic development actually can survive the political battlefield. Yeah. I mean, everyone wants to buy into, yes, we want to be pro-business until you have people in red shirts show up against a potential zoning. Right. And so we're there not to win, the hearts of the internet. We're there to help, strengthen the backbone of our strategic plan. Yeah. And if it fits, positive job growth and helping an adjustment to the commercial side of the tax digest, we'll be there to help take the arrows off the backs of the politicians.
So that's good. That's a good high level view. But what about like day to day? What is Joe Plummer? What can he get out of, or small business? What kind of resources can they get out of chamber?
Out of being at the chamber. So I mean, there's a couple of different opportunities. So one, just, as the community continues to grow and, if we've got all the tools and resources in place for this to be a community that people want to grow and they want to bring new businesses, it'll give Joe Plummer the opportunity for new clients that do not exist today. But then if you're just looking for opportunities to be in the right room or network with the right people, I mean, our organization puts on about 156, 160 events a year. So there's ample opportunity to whether or not they want to be in front of, the residential real estate crowd, the commercial real estate crowd, elected officials, school board members, et cetera. So we provide opportunities and platforms for them. Or just if they just don't know something or they need some assistance on some, business consulting, how to get a business license, how to get small business funding and financing, our team will be there to assist and help them on that as well.
Very neat.
Yeah, I had no idea you guys did all that.
I think it's something, that's why I asked. I know it just because I've known these guys for a long time. I just wanted to make sure that most people knew it, that there's a lot of resources and things you can get from a business owner perspective from the chamber.
Absolutely. And we get a good rap and a bad rap, depending. We are not the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. We are a member of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce just for an accreditation standpoint, but all of the bad press that you see coming out of them, it's not us.
Yeah, you guys, you got a little bad press last year with the PI world too, and personal injury lawyers. So
we did take a stance on.
We won't throw too much shade.
That's okay.
I won't throw too much shade at you on that one. It's okay.
It's we will always take the backs of our business community, and our business community was asking for some relief on some tort, and now we just got to hold feet to the fire and make sure that insurance rates actually drop.
Keep us posted.
Yes, sir.
You said something a minute ago talking about the vision of Forsyth County and the vision of the chamber. What is the vision for Forsyth County and the business community?
Yeah, so actually we just completed our new 5-year economic development strategic plan.
Okay.
And so we always hire an outside consultant to come in, because if it's me telling the community, here's your plan, here's what you need to do, that's only worth as much as people's faith in me and my reputation. But when we have an outside consultant come in and do analysis, so it was made up of business leaders from across Forsyth County. The Forsyth County government was involved heavily. The Development Authority was involved heavily, and the school system was involved, as well as our local higher education with Lanier Tech and University of North Georgia, to make sure that anyone that could potentially touch a project or an expansion project to move to the community, that we had the best tools and resources, not just to land any project, but to land the right projects that need to come to Forsyth. So, I was with some consultants on Monday, and they were like, what do you want to see brought to Forsyth?
Sure.
And it's like, look, we're not for the toy manufacturer that wants to pay $12 an hour to a community. Like, we're not for the next Kia plant to move up here. Like, that's not the vision. But Forsyth County has been a bedroom community forever.
Yeah.
And
by bedroom, you mean just largely residential?
Yeah, just largely residential. If you look at our tax digest, about 87% of all the property taxes generated come from residential property.
Yep.
That is terrifying if you were actually trying to diversify a portfolio. And so our job is to try and, influence that commercial side of the tax digest. But to go back, to this conversation with the consultant as to what we were trying to get across the finish line of, we export 93,000 people that live in Forsyth County every day to go work in a different county.
Yeah.
And we are the highest educated county in the state of Georgia. Almost 60% of our residents have a bachelor's degree or higher. So we have done extensive analysis to figure out, not just what businesses are these people leaving the county to go work at, but also what types of buildings are these people leaving the county to go work in. So that way we can help change our zoning code in the UDC to actually be able to build the proper developments that we can help, try and retain this talent that is working here.
What kind of areas do you typically, or are you targeting, I guess I should say?
Yeah, so our bread and butter right now, almost from a financing standpoint, with everything surrounding Northside Hospital, medical office is the hottest. Okay. The hottest industry right now in Forsyth County. And if you look at the residents and the degrees that the residents hold, it makes sense for us to have a heavy focus on that medical background.
Yeah.
And we also are, the healthiest county in the state of Georgia for 12 straight years, because there is not a single resident of Forsyth County that does not have access to appropriate health care.
Yeah.
And no other county, not just in the metro, but in the state of Georgia, can say that. Yeah. So.
I grew up in a county that had a hospital that was centrally located, and you could get anything you needed at any point in time. They owned everything in the county as well. But
similar. Yeah.
It seems to trickle that way. Yeah. But it's weird when you think about counties that don't have hospitals and just that direct access that you might need. So that makes sense.
Yeah. And then from our other industry, most people do not know because they're behind these industrial walls or behind tree-lined forests. But we have about 280 manufacturing companies in Forsyth.
I did not know that. Did you know that?
Maybe not that many, that's a lot more than I would think.
But it's come a long way from when City of Cumming government went to a chicken show with a deed to a land to beg Tyson, not even Tyson at the time, but to beg the chicken industry to come here to bring some sort of industry to Forsyth County.
And then they brought them right downtown.
They did. And everyone was excited for them to be right downtown. But that was the industry catalyst that this county needed to move from the poorest county in the state of Georgia to now the most affluent county in the state.
That's wild.
Yeah. That's those stories I've always been told is from the 70s till now, it's a drastic change, worst to first.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. But what about the office space? Is that coming back around or?
Right now, from a financing standpoint and the vacancy rates that are, just in the towers that exist in downtown and to the north curve, most banks won't finance new medical office built on spec. If we have an end user coming in tow and they want to take 90% of a building, we could get something constructed. But right now, medical office is the only thing that is truly financeable, which is also, that's my most exciting piece of the gathering, if we can get it across the finish line. Because from a Class A office standpoint, excluding medical office, there's not a single Class A office building in Forsyth County.
There's really not. We talk about it all the time. But there's not a ton.
What is considered Class A?
Just not Class B or Class C. No, it's just that high end finishing that you would expect a corporate headquarters to move into. And but so if the gathering comes across finish line, there'll be 1 million square feet of Class A office space for the first time, and that just gives us, from an economic development standpoint, a different product to recruit a different type of company that we previously have not been able to do, just because we didn't have a place to put them.
Well, I was heard in Alpharetta, like the tech industry was such a boom, but is it creeping up north this way, or is that?
We've got a good tech industry over here. The 4-letter word that comes in tow with the tech industry is they need some sort of data center component in order to be functional. So would we like to have some data centers? That's I don't
know, Alex, would we like to have some data centers?
I will forever preach the tax benefit of having a data center. And then from a transportation impact position, they are the least impactful for roads because they are not heavy employers. So if you put them out, if you put them in the right spot, that'll have the most minimal impact on the residents. They can absolutely be a great thing for a community. If you put them in the wrong spot, then they can absolutely be the wrong thing for a community. Or if you structure the deal in the wrong way, there's just all sorts of fluctuation and depreciation schedules within a data center that, you may or may not ever be able to, completely reap the tax benefits. But going back to our imbalanced tax digest, 87% is residential. Mm-hmm. In order to move the needle 1%, it'll be about $1.4 billion worth of new investment.
Wow.
Really?
So if we can, but from a data center side, they get taxed on not just the building, but every piece of infrastructure within that building. And so you put a $12 billion data center, we can drastically change the needle.
Yeah.
As long as you protect yourself and you structure the deal.
$12 billion data. That's how much that costs?
That's a small one.
Really?
Yeah. The new Facebook one's about $60 billion.
Jeez, that's insane.
Those numbers don't compete.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And so again, am I out here touting Forsyth County needs 12 data centers? No, we don't have 12 sites that would work for a data center. Do I feel that we've got one or two that would be a good fit for one? Absolutely. Are we prepared for the battle that will come from a political standpoint to land the right one? We got a lot of exercises that we need to go through in order to make sure that we've structured a deal accordingly.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. It's a hot industry right now.
You're pretty good at this segue thing. So talking about politics, I know you're, like you said earlier, you're entrenched in the politics, both locally and at the state level. So what does that look like for your job? What do you do there?
Well, right now we're dealing a lot with statewide politics.
Yeah. Session's got a couple more weeks, I guess.
We got
1 more week.
Yeah. What do we got? About a weekend? It's a week and a half, but we regularly meet with our statewide delegation.
I got to go down to a dinner with you guys.
Yeah.
You graciously invited me. That was fun. There was a couple hot ticket items.
There was a couple hot ticket items. There are some changes that, it's an election year.
Right.
People are running for higher office, and so they need to make sure that they're at least doing what Facebook tells them they need to do. So the number one issue right now is we're going to eliminate sales tax and we're going to eliminate property tax. And somehow we're still going to fund local and statewide government, which sounds great until you dig into the details. And there's now 3 more new iterations of the property tax bill that have come out since crossover day. So it is not near as bad as it would have been for the business community, but the one where it was going to completely wipe out homestead property taxes for all local governments, it was essentially going to defund our school and our county $270 million a year.
That was a concern I had.
And they were going to give us 2 pennies on a SPLOST to make it up, which would only equate to about $120 million a year. So the math did not math. And then from the business stake and where we were taken from a Chamber of Commerce perspective is the only other mechanism that they would have to make themselves whole would be to raise the millage rate on non-homesteaded properties, which is every business in Forsyth County.
Right.
And you start raising taxes on the businesses, then I'm not going to be a very nice person in a meeting. And so that was one of the issues that we were down at the Capitol to address. The other one is, the sales tax exemption piece. And again, sounds good, except for when the means to make up the $18 billion deficit is to eliminate all the business tax credits.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of research and development companies that, will they leave the state of Georgia because they lose their research and development tax credit? Probably not.
Yeah.
But the majority of our research and development companies locally are foreign-owned entities, Belgian, German companies. And so they've got subsidiary offices in other states. And so if they're ever going to look at expanding the existing location, are they going to go to the state that, has essentially wiped out all business tax credits? Or are they going to go to one of the states that's going to give them a better deal?
Yep.
And so that was the two big issues that we were down there. And then just from our relationships that we've got with the site consultants and those that are working to recruit businesses over here, it was essentially going to sunset and retroactively change all of the deals that had already been negotiated.
Yeah.
And so that's just a black eye of, hey, yes, I know we agreed upon this, but now we're going to sweep the rug out from under you.
Outside of taxes, are you guys lobbying for anything this year?
We're not lobbying for anything this year. Over the past couple of years, we had lobbied for redevelopment powers, so essentially so we could do a tax allocation district at the gathering. And all that did was take the burden off of Forsyth County taxpayers and put it onto that development to self-fund itself. And then also to put ourselves at a competitive advantage from a hotel motel tax rate. So that way the visitors that are coming here will actually help to pay for the greenway and parks at a higher tax rate.
Yeah. How do you interact with the city over here? This guy.
The city's the absolute worst. So the city is great to work with. I wish we could echo some of the zoning perspectives and some permitting timelines, but the county is much larger, a larger beast, and so it does take a little bit longer of a timeline to get things through. But the city is great to work with. We just they just don't have much commercial property left in order to help recruit and bring businesses to. We're working on a couple of deals within the city, and they've always been very welcome and open arms.
When you run out of commercial space, you start looking at redevelopment of existing space, or how does that work?
You can look at redevelopment of existing space, but if it's privately owned, there's only so much that you can do.
Yeah.
And so then you get into, how much government oversight do you want into someone's property rights? Yeah.
You mentioned hotels and motels, and that's a big deal for the chamber, right?
It is.
Getting good hotels and stuff, y'all get a percentage of the...
Yeah, and so the chamber, it's not a standard chamber of commerce as some communities have, where ours clearly does economic development. It also does tourism. And so we are the designated marketing organization for Forsyth County. And so we do get a portion of hotel motel tax revenue. And again, everyone always looks side-eyed when you say that you get a portion of hotel motel tax revenue. It is heavily regulated through the Department of Community Affairs. We can't just spend it on whatever we want to. There's a designated list of what we are able to help fund and what we are not.
It's intended to attract tourism.
That's all it is. It is marketing money that we use to help market Forsyth County, why people should come, visit this community, spend their money here, and then go home.
How is the hotel motel space? I know it took a pretty big hit during COVID too, huh?
It took a humongous hit. We had about 3 hotels site planned out in 2020, and none of them have moved forward.
How many do we have? I'm just sitting here trying to think of.
We only have 11 hotels in a county of 282,000 people.
Yeah, south end there may be more. I can't think of any of them.
Yeah, there's only north of exit 14, there's only 1 hotel.
One.
Yeah, and so none that are utilizing the lake.
Yeah.
And so we would love to see some sort of visitor revenue generation that can be near the lake, in proximity to it's our number one tourism asset outside of Sawney Mountain in the city center. So we might as well.
I always thought Mary Alice Park would just be a perfect place for it's one way in, one way out, but a resort, all the amenity.
Margaritaville.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, but of course, it's the core and having to go through all that, certainly.
Yeah. No, and we've had a couple of master plan developments, positioned for Mary Alice Park. It used to be a city-owned asset, and then y'all deeded it over to the county, and now it's a county county-controlled proproperty.
I thought it was state controlled. Okay, it's county controlled.
I mean, state control with a 99-year lease or something.
Right. And so it is more difficult than people would ever realize to do business with the Corps of Engineers, because you can't just build something there because the county wants to zone it. You got to get the Corps of Engineers approval. And so we've had a couple of groups approach us trying to do something. I mean, but if we started today, it would be 7 years before we could work through that sort of federal regulation.
Yeah. It does it's weird that we don't have anything on the lake.
I know. The lake was very much developed with people just buying a few lots, building a few houses here and there, and it just was never master planned, and then the shoreline kind of got ate up.
Yeah, and then from our side, just on a development piece, I mean, there are a couple of decent parcels on the lake, but I mean, just thinking of how a lake has to work from a topography standpoint to get infrastructure there, to get water, sewer infrastructure there, it's tens of millions of dollars in order to do it. And it was not done years back, and so now right-of-way acquisition just makes it infeasible in order to make it happen.
That's a good point.
But Mary Alice does have city-controlled sewer.
Tell me this, when you're selling a business on possibly coming to Forsyth County, what are some of the talking points you use?
Well, the number one that we use is the accessibility to quality workforce. I mean, we can position, when you can offer somebody, an hour of their life back each day from a quality of life standpoint, that they no longer have to get in their car and drive to Roswell to go to work. That's a humongous selling point that we use. The fact that, 60% of a bachelor's degree or higher and they have to leave. So we tout workforce all day long. And then in tow with that is, not just existing workforce now, but the pipeline for the future, and the fact that Forsyth County is, top 3 school system in the state. So when the executives want to move to Forsyth County to open this business, they've got a quality place outside of private school that they can put their kids and trust that they're going to be very well educated. And then the second barrier, or the number 2 selling point, is we've got one of the lowest millage rates in Metro Atlanta. So everyone wants to complain that their property tax bills are, enormous. That's through, an assessment. It's not through the millage rate increasing. So when you do a comparative to, just us, Gwinnett and Fulton, we're about 40% cheaper on taxes.
Yeah.
And so we not that we want to steal from our neighbors, but we steal companies from our neighbors that just want to move across the county line all the time.
Yeah. I mean, you hit on 2 things there so this firm exists because I got tired of driving to Atlanta every day.
Yeah.
I've wasted my life sitting in a car. And then I was also living in Gwinnett County, and this was a better county. So this guy taught me coming across the river.
Absolutely.
So both of those things hit home. I mean, they do. It's true. It's a great county to live in.
It is a great county to live in, and we'll always butt heads, but what county doesn't?
Yeah,
butt heads.
I will say I agree. I mean, the leaders of local government, school board, commissioners have always done a good job of trying to keep the millage rate low.
Yeah,
but doesn't keep your property taxes low, but that because of the assessments and stuff, and sometimes it's hard to compartmentalize that. But from what I've seen in 10, 12 years I've been involved pretty heavily, then everybody does a pretty good job of that.
So. Absolutely. And just to give Christopher a little bit of credit.
Don't do that.
Don't give me any credit.
Give me all the credit.
We'll give Troy some credit then. But the city is also one of the few municipalities that does not pull a millage either. So there are no additional property taxes for being within the city limits.
No city-assessed property tax.
And so it is.
We're proud of that.
I mean, but when in other municipalities, it's not the same. And so when you're calling on Gwinnett County, you're calling on Fulton County, trying to figure out where you want to land, and then you have to, look at a building, look at a jurisdictional map to figure out what sort of property taxes are there. That's a nightmare that we don't have to deal with locally.
Yeah.
And so we are quite lucky on that.
And for homeowners, we have good homestead exemptions too.
Mm-hmm. I got to do
that.
This guy.
Tell him how much you can say. I don't know the exact
I didn't
number.
know that. So it was never told to me that I could select homestead exemption. I've been paying homestead for however long I've been here.
That is amazing.
Yeah. So there's thousands of dollars that I've thrown away for no reason.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
Man, that's a bottle
and I forget about it every day.
That's a bottle of Pappy Van Winkle a year that you were just giving to the government. So I appreciate you. I mean, there is no law saying that you cannot pay additional taxes if you want to. So
I mean, I do have 4 kids in the school. So.
Well, you feel like you're having to pay your way.
I probably need to contribute a little more.
Yeah. But along that same lines, we have a 65 exemption on property taxes.
Yeah.
And that is, I mean, what we get niche rated as one of the number 1 communities in the nation to retire to. Yeah. It's because of access to quality health care and property tax exemption for the school system.
Full of gray hairs before you know it. Everybody's
absolutely. Yeah.
Other than the NFL team that you announced is coming, are there any other big businesses that are coming?
Big projects or?
Yes, since you said NFL, you're right. Kirk Cousins going to start his own league over here. So we're in a weird situation, talking federal politics, to where we've got 75 international businesses that currently call Forsyth County home.
Okay.
And so when we are working with our existing international-based businesses on, who are their suppliers, who are their customers that, are having the impact of tariffs. And so we've been able to work with them to expand U.S. operations to get that 50% American made. And so we'll have about 8 new international headquarters in Forsyth County this year, just on the positive side of tariffs. Now, are we seeing the negative side of tariffs from some of our companies that are working in the distribution logistics field? Absolutely we are, but we are also seeing the positive impact of nearshoring some U.S. operations.
I like it.
Yeah, and that's all across multiple industry based. So we've got a new Italian manufacturer that's opening up off Ronald Reagan. They're in the steel industry, and so they manufacture the machines that work within the steel industry, and they needed a place for their U.S. headquarters, and so they're going to be calling Forsyth County home. And oddly enough, we have been the robotics hub for distribution logistics companies, and so we now have 4 new robotics companies that have chosen Forsyth for the engineering talent that exists here. And so if you ever go inside of an Amazon warehouse or a larger distribution center, the majority of the picking and the pallet moving is not done by humans. It's done by robots.
Yeah,
and
that's crazy.
The future research and development of that is being done here.
And you said logistics. I mean, that seems to be, even in the last 10 years or so, a place that's really boomed, Amazon boom, if you will. And I think Forsyth County's done a good job, particularly without having an interstate, but good access to Atlanta and
big highway.
Yeah,
we've got great access and more of that last mile distribution, because I don't know about your wife, but my wife has an Amazon package every day.
No comment.
And it's fascinating. I mean, they were delivering in my neighborhood at 10:30 last night.
Yeah,
Amazon was. And but what most people don't know, and what they're going to have a rude awakening to when it opens in May, but the Georgia Ports Authority and Norfolk Southern are opening the new inland port in Gainesville.
Yep.
And so we're very excited from it from a local standpoint, because part of the reason Forsyth County never had that industrial boom way back when is because there's not a single foot of rail.
Rail
in Forsyth. So this, for the first time, will give direct port access to our companies that are working in that distribution logistics space, to where all they have to do is get a truck across 369 or 53 to the inland port. And for one, it's already through customs controls, and then it's on a boat from Savannah. So no longer do you have to pay a truck driver 4 to 6 hours to truck through Atlanta, down 75 and 16. They just got to truck it 10 miles over to Gainesville. And so is there about to be an influx of truck traffic across 369 and 53? Yes. Have we been saying there's about to be an influx of truck traffic for about 6 years now? Yeah. Do I want to do some sort of distribution logistics play in the northeast part of the county? Absolutely. Is that a political battle that we're going to win? Probably not.
I mean, from a personal injury standpoint, more trucks. Is that wrong? They can't drive.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. That'll be interesting. I mean, I live off 369, so maybe not that part, but the traffic. But
well, if 369 is a DOT road, so it's not a county controlled road, and it's already a designated truck route, and so people can complain. There's nothing they can do about it.
All right, there you go. Well, you want to take it into some fun stuff?
Yeah, let's do it.
Anything you want to just tell folks about the Chamber in general before we get into our rapid fire?
No, just if you're not a member of your local chamber, not just our chamber, but any local chamber, would highly encourage you to get involved. Is it going to have an instant ROI on your business? Are they going to get out there and do your business development work for you and introduce you to 12,000 companies that are guaranteed to buy your product? No. But are they going to be there to make sure that the community that they reside in is a business-friendly place? Yes. And so just get yourself involved if you want to be.
I like it. All right, so we're going to go into the rapid fire.
Let's do it.
My favorite part of the whole.
I don't think I was sent the rapid fire, so I'm excited.
Good, off the cuff.
Yeah, we're just going to shoot for it. All right, lead us off, Councilman.
All right. Well, what's your favorite local restaurant then?
See, now you're going to get me in trouble.
Okay. I knew that was going to be known. How about this?
I will tell you my daughter's favorite restaurant, my 5-year-old, is any restaurant that'll sell cheese dip, because she will eat cheese nachos every meal of her life.
That's a good one. That's better than my 6-year-old going to the father-daughter dance, right? Mm-hmm. I was like, we'll take you anywhere you want to eat, hoping thinking she'd pick something nice. Wendy's. Let's go to Wendy's. I'm like,
so we raising a bunch of rednecks over there, Chris.
We don't eat much fast food, but I was working late and maybe Peyton had a softball game. I can't remember.
Yep.
And so I had Avery at the office, and it's like, you know what? We'll go to Dairy Queen. She's never been Dairy Queen in her life, and I didn't realize that. And so we walk in, and she just sees the ice cream everywhere, and she goes, "This is amazing."
So, I mean, look, you can't hate on the Dairy Queen chicken tender basket.
Cumming staple. My mom thinks it's the only Dairy Queen in the world right here in Cumming.
That's awesome.
Get a little gravy to dip it in.
I know I slowed y'all down on a rapid fire. So
no, you're good. No. This one's for me. Your favorite triathlon discipline?
Oh, running.
Running for
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. Biking, you get in your head too long. It takes too long to do. So, and swimming, you can't have music when you're training and swimming, and so then you're just in your own dark thoughts.
See, I make myself no music at all when I train, just so I don't need it when I'm in the race.
All right. Well,
they talk about getting in your head.
It'll get in your head.
Fight some demons, buddy.
Yeah.
Nothing to listen to.
How about the best piece of business advice you've ever received?
Good one.
Don't be afraid to be a change maker.
Change making.
Yeah.
Nice.
If you want to be the yes man to everybody, everyone's already got that person.
You got any bad advice?
Oh, I'm sure I've gotten plenty of bad advice. Nothing off the top of my head, though.
All right. Favorite vacation spot?
Oh, I'm a beach guy.
Okay.
So I will always go to the beach, and so we had a really good experience in Puerto Rico, and so I'd go back to Puerto Rico.
I've been to Puerto Rico, but never. We just got on a cruise ship there, so I didn't stay.
Yeah.
You history buff?
Enough to be dangerous.
All right. If you can take any historical figure to dinner, who you taking? Where are you taking them?
Oh, that's interesting. All right. Well, I might go with Franklin Delano Roosevelt, just because in the middle of turmoil, he was able to put a plan together. Now, do I agree with all components of the plan? No, but he was able to pivot and adjust in the middle of a tragic time in this country. So I'd take him out, and we'll probably just have to go to TAMS, because all political officials have to go to TAMS at some point. So
that was a follow up. If you take FDR to dinner, where are you going? What are you having?
No. So we'll go to TAMS.
And little Brian's chicken.
See, I work for the Chamber of Commerce, and we cater all sorts of meals, and so I can't eat Brian's chicken anymore because we cater it too many times.
I've said that before too.
I just got to go with I like the duck ravioli if you want to take a nap after.
Okay.
Yeah.
We get this complete aside. We're doing depositions in here one day, and we ordered in lunch, and opposing counsel ordered the shrimp and grits, and the shrimp and grits are great at times, but when they delivered it, it was just in a styrofoam to-go box, and it was just soup, and this poor guy was sitting here trying to eat shrimp and grits with a fork and ask questions during the deposition at the same time. It went terribly. But I got a kick out of watching it.
It's a little spicy too for a deposition.
All right. One habit that's made you successful.
One habit? I don't know. I think it's the Ironman training, just not to quit.
Yeah.
And so, I'll get in my own head. I'll be my own worst enemy, but I won't give up on
It's my favorite part about it too.
Yeah.
Just perseverance when you just don't want to go another step.
Yeah. I mean, my team makes fun of me sometimes because they'd be like, "Oh, you're an Ironman. You're just going to do it all solo." And it's like, well, I'll get it done sometimes.
I will if I have to.
Yep.
Exactly.
What do you think the biggest misconception about Forsyth County is?
We're Forsyth County of the 1980s. We're still trying to work through that SEO.
So you still get some of that SEO.
Yeah, we absolutely still get it. And, we're the fastest growing Asian population in the United States. And you wouldn't do that if you were the most racist county in the world, according to certain Google searches.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got that book there on Forsyth County. Let's flip it through it. I mean, it's a big component of the county, but it has completely changed.
And look, it was part of the heritage, part of the makeup of Forsyth County. So I think you should wipe it out of existence. No, but you can also learn and make adjustments, and it's not that county anymore.
Yep. If you weren't doing this, being in the chamber, what would you be doing?
Well, I'd probably be making a lot of money doing some sort of sales role. Yeah. If I didn't have to worry about feeding my wife and kids, business development would be a pretty good walk into. But I just like building relationships and meeting people and seeing what we can do to work together and collaborate. So probably something like that.
So a long day of banging your head against the wall at the Capitol. What do you do to unwind?
It depends. If I don't want to wake up the kids while I'm running on the treadmill, probably just have a good bourbon.
What's your favorite bourbon?
Oh, well, I'm regular just on a good Blanton's, but
what's wrong with Blanton's?
If someone else is buying, we might change it up a little bit.
All right. A little more allocated?
Yeah.
Well, man, I appreciate it. That was awesome.
Well, good. Anything we can do, we're here to help. And anything that we're doing that you don't like, just call me.
Oh, we'll tell you.
Yeah. That's all.
Tell everybody where they can find you, where they can get in touch with the chamber, that type of
thing. So Chamber of Commerce is directly across the street, 212 Webb Street here in downtown Cumming. And if we can ever do anything to help your business, be more than happy to do so. Or if you want to know who in your community can help you and that business survive, we'll be more than happy to get you in the right resources.
Yeah, and call them and complain about your property taxes.
Well, and then we need to utilize them to get some businesses on the Bettis Musgrove show.
Yeah.
Be more than happy to help.
So doing this for profit. He's given me some names for some companies, but you'll have to reach out and make it happen.
Cool.
Well, thanks again for joining us. This was great. Get our softball players stretched out. We got a big game tomorrow night.
They got a big game.
Tough loss last night. But
better win.
We'll pull it back together.
Yeah. Going to the Braves game. Ben bailed on me, though, for
I got a pick.
8-year-old softball.
So you need me to come and bail on my daughter. I got you. It's opening day.
It is.
They got to understand.
I'm missing opening day.
That's what I was thinking, too.
Well, thanks again. And as always, you can find us BettisMusgrove.com, any Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Bettis Musgrove. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. God bless.